Howdy, folks. Let me bring this a little closer. You gentlemen don't mind. Maybe even ladies. Sorry, my car tip is kind of damaged, so I keep inhaling probably tobacco. Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, folks, today you're here with the best in the West. I'm a patriot for this country. I love America. I love business. True businessman at heart. I dabble in politics. I'm a risk taker. A couple weeks ago, I started thinking, I wish I could really just spill my guts and share what's going on in my mind. And I know social media is probably the thing to do it on. It lets people express their opinions, see other opinions, whether they're right or wrong. They might be right, they could be partially wrong, or they could be partially wrong and partially right. I do believe that as we go through our lifetimes, you always have to sit on the middle of the pie and look at every side from the edge of the crust. So I imagine a giant pizza pie where you have two parties coming together, both with opposite opinions, or maybe they agree on some things, right? But both parties most likely have valid facts, right and wrong. And so I am a firm believer on seeing things for what they really are. And I think if more people could come to this understanding, we'd be wiser, we'd be greater people, we'd come together as a civilization, as a society, understanding that both sides are partially right and they're partially wrong, because there's valid points to every conversation, whether you're right or you're wrong. Still getting some of this broken up tobacco into my mouth, so I apologize, folks. If you got a weak stomach, this is probably not for you. Try to break this off, see if that fixes it. As you probably all know, I probably don't store my cigars correctly. None of them which I've ever purchased Dad every once in a while just gives me a couple cigars. Don't even really smoke them, but I thought, you know what? Tonight's a good night. As the older I get, ladies and gentlemen, the less I know. I've been in the financial industry about 10 years, let's just say 15 years. And I've been learning a lot these past couple of years. Our economy has been in a rut. We've been in a recession. If I state anything that's not factual to a certain degree, I apologize. I can be slightly off. Like I said from the beginning, you got valid points, you got wrong points in the conversation. I might be right, I might be wrong. I might be just sitting perfectly in the middle. And that's my goal, is to hit a balance. And knowing that balance brings everything together to a perfect harmony where you can operate at a certain level. I mean, probably a few people to do this, to be honest. I'm assuming it has, I don't know. Your level of intelligence, I know, has a huge part of being successful or not being successful, but at the same time, I think there's very, 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 very smart people in this world who, don't know where to put their periods and commas in the sentence, right? People that, are working these jobs that are just, it's probably below them, to be honest, in a way. I think they have a lot, I think a lot of people have greater callings uh, than what they lead themselves onto. And I think one of the other things is, as well, is people don't believe in themselves. And I think that's a really hard thing to deal with your whole life, is never believing in yourself for whatever reasons. It might be emotional based, it might be, you know, I don't know, a lot of different reasons. The ways people treat you, the way you were educated growing up, what was around you, your influences, your circumstances, what kind of home you grew up in. I'm not gonna lie.